Hey, welcome beautiful people. My name is Lawrence Anthony, and in this video I want to talk to you about the holidays. For many the holidays are a great time of the year. You get to be with your loved ones. You get to go out and spend a lot of money, go into debt. It's good times for a lot of folks, right? But for many, it is a very sad time. Very, very, very sad time. And so in today's video, I want to kind of share three stories of mine, three very personal stories of mine that happened to me during the holiday season. And if you can relate, comment in drop a comment below, and let's get into the story. But before I do, I got my coffee, and I'm gonna fire up this weed. We're gonna get high, and I'm gonna tell you about these three stories. So, story number one. So story number one is called chicken noodle soup. So there was a time when I was homeless. So many of you guys know that I was homeless and I lost everything. I was mad at the world. And during this time I was sleeping out of a car. The car was bought and paid for. It was a cash car. So it was an old beat up car, but it was mine. It was all that I had. So the heater went out, and it was cold, and it was around Christmas time. Very sad. I couldn't go talk to anyone. And I couldn't share the holiday because didn't nobody want to really. Because you know how it is when you are kind of down on your luck and nobody wants to deal with you. Everybody makes excuses why they don't want to associate with you, and so you're kind of by yourself. And so I'm sleeping off in my car, and I'm mad at the world because it's Christmas time. It's kind of getting around Christmas time, and it's getting cold, and I ain't got nowhere to go. I'm just sleeping out of my car, right? Just existing, pretty much. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I'm just existing. And Christmas time rolls around, and I'm kind of down on my luck. I don't have no money for food or anything, and I'm hungry. It's cold. I think this night was like 10 degrees, and my heater's not working. And I'm wearing like 3 layers of clothes to keep warm and stuff, and I'm hungry, and I'm kind of like mad and complaining, and all of a sudden I see this ambulance, and this ambulance rolls up, and the guy comes out, and he knocks on my window, and I had an old car that you have to roll. It didn't have electric power, so you have to roll down the window. And he knocks on my window, and I'm thinking, he's checking on me to make sure I ain't froze to death because it was really, really cold. And I roll down my window, and I'm mad, and it's Christmas. This is actually on Christmas Day, and I'm just sitting there mad, and he says, "Hey, you want a bowl of chicken noodle soup?" And and I was like, yeah, I really do, because I was so hungry, and didn't have nobody to talk to. So he bought me a hot bowl of chicken noodle soup, and bought me a bag of like cookies and socks and toothpaste and stuff, little toiletries and stuff. And I ate that soup, so it was hot, but I ate it, and went back and got some more, and I had a full stomach. But that to me was like one of the best Christmases that I ever had. Even though it started off real shitty, even though I was really, really depressed and didn't want to be bothered, and I was mad, it kind of ended up turning out to be one of the best Christmases that, I ever experienced, even though it was in a bad situation or a bad time during that time of year. Story number two, and this is this is called "What Would I Do?" What am I going to do? So during this time, again, this is another time when, and you'll see this common theme, I was homeless again, and again, I was living out of a car, bought and paid for, and I kind of burnt my bridges where people I was staying with, you know, and it kind of like they just kicked me out like, you gotta go, you know, you gotta go, we don't want you here no more, you gotta go. One of them kind of things, you know, when you're staying with a person, you kind of have to walk around on eggshells. I mean, comment below if you know what I mean. You have to kind of walk around on eggshells, you know, and you kind of feel uncomfortable or whatever, you know, and I guess that's kind of how it is when you live with people, you know, and it is what it is, right? So, you know, I telling me I gotta go, so I got all my stuff in my car, and at this time I, you know, didn't have any gas, and you know, it's like, you know, my car was on, the E-light came on my car, and you know, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm gonna go. I laugh now, but it's just, you know, I was just really like panicking. And I think this was around, yeah, I think this was around Christmas time or Thanksgiving time, I think. Yeah, it was around the holidays, I remember, but drove my car, and, you know, I ended up in the, I think, downtown area. So I was in the downtown area, and just kind of, you know, I parked my car at the homeless shelter, right? And I just didn't know what to do. And at this time, again, I'm hungry, and I'm just, you know, I'm just like, wow, I don't know what I'm doing. I got all my stuff in my car, you know, I ain't got no money, and, you know, I'm just hungry. So, I don't know, sometimes, you know, when you kind of get in a situation, and, you know, there's a voice that comes in your head, and it just kind of tells you to go to a direction. You know, you don't know why, or you don't know what's in that direction, but it tells you to go. And, you know, that's what happened to me. There's a voice that popped in my head and say, go that way, go that way. And I didn't have no gas, so I walked. You know, I just walked, and I stumbled. Lo and behold, you know, I'm hungry at this time, and I'm just really hungry. You know, when you ever get so, have you ever been so hungry that you get so weak, you know, you can't move, and it's like your head's hurting, and you just don't have the strength or energy to move, and it's just like you just want to go to sleep or whatever. You know, I mean, I was really hungry. You know, I had no money for gas, and, you know, and I'm homeless. And this is my, like, first day of being homeless again. So I'm walking, and I see this church. I see this church, and I see these people kind of outside, and they're kind of going into the church, and, you know, and you know, they kind of look, you know, like a lot of them was homeless, and they're walking into this church, and, you know, I'm like, well, you know, I don't know, you know, I've never seen this church before in a day in my life, so I follow the crowd of people, and I get to smelling something, and it smells good. I don't know what it is, and I see people going into this room, and I go into the room to follow the people, and voila, they had food in there, and they was feeding people. You know, I'm gonna say that again. They had food in this place, and they was feeding people. Not just regular old food like, you know, peanut butter and bologna sandwiches, but they had like fried chicken, mashed potatoes. They had, like, you know, there was like all the fixings. You know, they had corn and bread, and they had tea, and, you know, and I think they had some pies and stuff like that. And it was like all you can eat. And, you know, and up until this point, you know, I think I went this whole day. It was like a day and a half of not eating because, you know, I'm just like, you know, I didn't have nowhere to go to get a meal. And I cried. You know, when I seen all that food and I was sitting there eating, you know, I know it sounds silly, but I cried. I really cried because it was like I had a meal, a hot meal, that I did not know that I was going to eat before that day. You know, again, sometimes there's a voice in your head that tells you to go a direction, and you go. And you're rewarded, you know. So, you know, I was so ecstatic. I was so happy when I took a bite into that chicken, when I took a bite into the mashed potatoes, when I ate a piece of that pie. I was just like, You know, it was like I won the lottery. You know, it was a hot meal. You know, and it was the first thing of comfort that I experienced. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to say that I'm blaming me being homeless, becoming homeless, on other people, because that was my fault. But you know, it was kind of like a rut. You know, because sometimes you go through a rut, right? You go, you know, it's just like you go through one bad thing, and it's like a domino effect, and it triggers another thing and another thing, and everything just snowballs, and it's like it seems overwhelming. And that's kind of the situation I was in. But when I ate that piece of chicken, when I ate that chicken, and I ate the mashed potatoes, and I cried, I really cried. People looked at me like, why is this guy crying? But, you know, just because it just felt good to eat a hot meal, you know, that someone gave me. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought that was the best thing ever. So, story number 3, I'm going to wrap this up. But story number 3 is what I call, today's a windy day. So again, I don't know if this was the holidays or whatever, but I was in a relationship. You know, I was in a relationship, and fellas, have you ever been in a situation with a woman and things are kind of going downhill? You know, maybe you lost your job, maybe maybe she's working, making more money than you, and you know things are just kind of going downhill, and your woman will kind of make it a little bit harder for you. She's gonna kind of bitch a little more, or she may kind of nag a little more, or whatever. And that's kind of the situation I was in at this time. And it I tried to be try to be proud, proud, or however you say that word, pride or proud or whatever, prideful or whatever, but I wasn't realizing that my home situation life was falling apart, and I really, it kind of got so bad that I was more so worrying about what this woman was doing instead of trying to handle my business as a man. I was always trying to chase behind this woman and wondering what she's doing and who she's talking to, and I was always all up on her, and I wasn't taking care of business. So I was living with her, and we kind of got into this big huge fight, right? And I understood what it was. It was like the money wasn't coming in, and if you ask her, she would say, no, that's not the reason. But it is. The money wasn't coming in, and it was just kind of like, you couldn't, I don't know, maybe smoke as much as you did, or drink as much as you used to, or go out and buy things like you used to. And so arguments come, and that follows arguments, that's fighting. And, and it's kind of like we were living together, right? And so this was like my only support I had. So when we were kind of fighting, it's like, you gotta go, gotta leave, pack your shit, and get out. You know what I'm saying? So I had to leave. And again, in a homeless situation, don't know where I'm going. I ain't have a car this time. I got my stuff in a bag. Walking, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know where I'm gonna go. It's just like, it seems hopeless. Seems hopeless. I had no one I can call, because the few people I did know, they were like, no, you can't come stay with me. You need to work it out with old girl, And it's like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And it's crazy, because I just didn't know. I just did not know what I'm gonna do. So I'm walking, and it's kind of windy this day, right? It's windy, and I'm walking, and and I'm just like, I got my head down, I'm feeling sad, and and all of a sudden it just started getting windy. It just started getting windy. I just out of nowhere. It was a still day, and then all of a sudden it just started getting windy. And I kind of was scratching my head, I was walking, I scratched, and I got, this heavy ass duffel bag, it's heavy, and, I'm walking with it, and I was like scratching my head, And I kind of looked down. You know, a voice popped in my head. Look down, and I looked down, and $50 was on the ground. You know, just out of nowhere, $50 was right there. I picked it up. You know, and I put a smile on my face, and you know, and with that, and this is back then. I was able to get a motel room for the night, and I could get a hot shower, and and I could lay in I could lay in a bed, and and then, I mean, I was good, for one day, but it was just it's weird, it's just walking, and I had no money in my pocket, and and I'm just walking, and all of a sudden it gets windy, and bam, there's $50 right there at your feet, so it's crazy. But I say those three stories to say this, that when you're going through what you're going through, I know sometimes that, with the holidays coming along, and, maybe, you just don't feel like you want to be bothered, because people don't understand. Sometimes you don't want to be bothered, that everyday simple things, like going to fix you something to eat, drinking water, taking a shower, taking a bath even, it's a struggle. It's a struggle because you feel hopeless. You feel despair. You just feel so alone. I mean, you feel like no one understands, no one can relate, and that, is a struggle. That's a struggle. And sometimes, you're going through things, and you don't understand why you're going through them. Sometimes, there's things happening one after the other, and it's like, why? What did I do wrong? I haven't done anything. I live life, and I'm a good person. I try to be good to other people, and bad things still happen. Why? What did I do to deserve this? And I really believe, I really believe, I mean, I'm not no soothsayer or no psychic or anything, but I really believe that, life, I'm not trying to sound religious, but I really believe life tests you. And it's just like when you go to take a test in school, and if you pass the test, you get a good grade. And if you pass the test in life, right? And and I know this sounds so cliche, but if you pass the test in life, the reward is so much better. Again, when I was homeless, I maybe had a job, lost the job, and I got homeless, and just like those times when I got in, me and my girlfriend broke up, and I'm walking, and boom, there's $50, or I'm sitting in my car, and it's cold on Christmas Day, on Christmas night, and a guy, this church comes out and gives, offers me a hot bowl of chicken noodle soup. Or you in a situation where you're running out of gas, and you have nowhere to go, and you're hungry, and you don't know what to do, and lo and behold, you stumble upon a building that gives you all you can eat hot fried chicken. So what I'm saying is that it could be so hard. It could be so like pointless. You feel like, what's the point? What's the point? And I mean, I can't say that, if you're going through a lot of sad things, and maybe you're feeling down, and maybe just things aren't going the way you would expect them to be, maybe you're at a point in your life, like, I haven't accomplished things, maybe my friends, maybe my family, maybe they've accomplished this at this age, and I haven't accomplished this, what I set out to be, whatever the case may be, whatever the case may be. If you could storm through that, right? If you can storm through that, it's gonna be just like finding that $50, You know, it's gonna be just like taking a bite of that fried chicken, that hot fried chicken when you're hungry. Or sip that chicken noodle soup on a cold night on Christmas Day when you're all alone in your car and your car heater don't work. You know? It's, I, I thank you. I thank you for stopping and blessing me with your time. I know your time's important, you know? And I know that where you are in life, that I hope that you're doing good, you know? Um, I'm gonna smoke the rest of this joint. I'm gonna end this video. I wish I could be smoking with you right now. Um, but hey, listen. I'm gonna try to put out some more videos here. I know I've been kind of slacking, but I've been kind of feeling down and out. And you know, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna make a video. I'm just gonna kind of get back in it. But I'm gonna make some more videos. And, you know, I hope that, I really hope that, you know, wherever you are in your mind, wherever you are in life, that, you know, it's just makes you at peace. Makes you at peace. And again, I'm going to smoke the rest of this. And I hope you have a beautiful day. Again, my name is Lawrence Anthony. Thank you for stopping by. Take care. And until next time.